एक इनका भाषण हो रहा है,
kind of resilience that our markets
मुद्दे
have
बात
seen
करें
on account of the fact that our domestic institutions lend such a strong countervailing force to the global, I would say, trends, which sometimes are negative or sometimes flat. So when you see foreign money, it sometimes goes the blue bands. They sometimes go up, they're sometimes flat, they're sometimes negative, as we have seen in the Q4 of financial year, of calendar year 24, so up to December. And yet what you see is the countervailing force of the domestic institutions through the orange bars. And that is what has given tremendous resilience to our markets. And that is one of the most attractive features of our markets for foreign investors as well, because they know that if and when they have to leave, the impact cost of leaving is very low. And the fact that despite headwinds globally, the resilience of the Indian markets will continue to deliver returns to them because of the strong domestic demand. It is because of this that we find that the benchmark index, really on the strength of all of this investor trust, has been going up, and in just a very, very short period we have seen it going up from a level of 9,000 to almost 24,000, and of course there have been a bit of volatility there, but clearly the direction is completely a very, very smart slope, upward slope. A concomitant repercussion of this, a positive repercussion, is India's weight in the MSCI Emerging Market Index has been steadily increasing, and we are just under 20% now. And this has huge implications for us as a market, because what it means is that the global the global passive funds which are there globally and which have a very dominant position in global markets, when they choose to invest in the emerging markets, we get an automatic share of almost 20%, and that money just flows automatically into our ecosystem. So this is something, again, that as a country we are very, very proud of. And for a moment now, going to the bonds, because, you know, a lot of discussion on equity, but we saw that the bond market in India also is very, very large and contributes a lot to capital formation for the economy. So what we are seeing here is the chart of, if you take all the outstanding corporate bonds and you compare them to the outstanding bank credit to the corporate sector, this is the proportion. So this is often not understood, that the bond market actually contributes almost $60 for every $100, or 60 rupees for every 100 rupees that the banking system gives to corporate India. So the primary market of bonds in India is very, very strong, and there's a huge amount of capital formation that is happening there. The reason we don't see a lot of that result in secondary market trading is because most of the investors are buy and hold investors. But it leads to significant capital formation, and this is the kind of growth that, and the kind of role that the market needs to play in terms of capital formation going forward as well, if we are to meet all the aspirations that were outlined by Mr. Sethi as a nation.
ओके ये दरअसल एक सिंपोजियम सिक्योरिटीज़ मार्केट का चल रहा है इस समय एनएससी में, जिसमें सेबी चेयरपर्सन बोलती हुई। कैपिटल फॉर ग्रोथ, ये है इसका की। वैसे कैपिटल फॉर ग्रोथ से याद आया, हम तो बहुत स्मार्टली, एक समय था रिस्क कैपिटल डेफिसिट इकोनॉमी होते थे, आज तो सरप्लस की तरफ मूव कर रहे हैं। एक पैराडाइम शिफ्ट हो रहा है वैसे इंडिया में, आप लोग नोटिस करेंगे तो। खैर क्विकली पहले तो सारे ट्रेड्स ले लिए जाएं। कयाल साहब, रडार पे कौन कौन से स्टॉक्स?
देखिए